Hey kiddos, welcome to Social Studies for today. We are going to be reading 3 pages, starting on page 252. So if you could make sure you have your books out and you're to page 252, we'll go ahead and get started today. So we are going to be reading about several different things, but our main focus today is good citizens. So when I say the word to you, good citizens, what does it mean? What does it mean to be a good citizen? I would like you to pause the video now and write things on the board with your teacher that you think it means to be a good citizen. So what kind of things did you come up with? Maybe you said to be kind to others, or maybe you said that you would be a good listener to your teacher, or maybe you would say that you would be respectful to your parents. All of those ways are being good citizens. Maybe you said you would pick up trash that you saw along the road, or maybe you would volunteer at a local pet shelter. All of those are ways that we can be good citizens. So today, we're going to be learning more about being good citizens, but also about specific people that are good citizens. So if you could make sure that your book is open, we'll go ahead and get started. So we are on page 252. It looks like this. So if you see two little girls at the bottom, you are on the right page. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over our vocabulary words for this chapter. I might talk about these words today, but also Mrs. Protzman will talk about these words for the next lesson. So let's say these. I'm going to say these words and then we'll say them together. This word is cooperate, character trait, justice, boycott, hero. Let's say those together. Cooperate, character trait, justice, boycott, hero. All of those are the words that we're going to be learning about today, and a lot of them have to do with good citizens. All right, we're going to go ahead and read where it says being a good citizen in the purple writing. Can you please find where we are? We're going to go ahead and read that. All you have to do is follow along. Here we go. What does it take to be a good citizen? Good citizens take action. They cooperate or work together for the good of the community. They try to make the community a better place for everyone. So what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that you work together. If I cooperate with you in a group, I'm working with you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I'm working with you. And that's part of being a good citizen, is someone who can work with others. So ask yourself, are you a person who can work with others? Really? Can you work with others? So when someone asks you to be in a group, are you bossy or are you kind? Do you try when you're working in a group? Do you always do your best work in a group? Those are people who are good citizens. They cooperate or work together with others. When you become an adult, you have to work together. In my job, I have to work with my peers and I have to work with my students. If I become a doctor, I'm going to have to work with nurses and anesthesiologists and people who work at the lab and take blood. So I would have to work with lots of people. No matter what your job is, you have to work with people. If you live in a family, you have to cooperate with people. So learning how to cooperate or work together is something you're going to have to do your entire lives. All right, kiddos, let's continue reading. Please find where we are. We're at what is a good citizen? Good citizens follow the laws of the nation, the state, and the community. They speak out against laws that they think are unfair. They pay taxes and take part in the government by voting. Good citizens also show respect for themselves and for the people around them. So as a citizen, I have to do several things. I have to make sure that I am paying my taxes, voting, and following laws. Now, I have to pay my taxes. You may be asking yourself, well, what is a tax? A tax is money that I have to pay. I pay taxes every time I buy something at the store. That's called sales tax. So if I buy something like a new bike, I have to pay tax, and that goes to the government. Also, when I work, they take taxes out of my paycheck. So if I got paid $100, I actually don't get all of that money. I might have to give $10 of that money to the government. So I only get to take home $90. Those are taxes. That $10 is used to build roads and to build parks and to take care of things in our community. So everyone has to pay taxes. Voting. Well, when I'm 18, I need to vote. No one's going to ever force you to vote, but it's your right and your responsibility, which means that we should vote. And the last thing is we must follow the laws. Even kids have to follow laws. If we break the laws, all of us can go to jail if we don't do what's right. So make sure if you're trying to be a good citizen, especially when you become an adult, you have to pay your taxes, you should vote, and you must follow the laws. All of those things show that you're a good citizen. All right, kiddos, now we're going to go to page 253. All right, you should see a picture up at the top of two posters here that kids have made about adopting a highway. Now, what is that? That is picking up litter and things along the road. That's one way to be a good citizen. All right, kiddos, let's learn some other things that we should do to be a good citizen. Follow along as I read under being good citizens. Here we go. Students are being good citizens when they show respect for their classmates and teachers. They follow rules and do their best work and take part in class activities. Good citizens often show helpful character traits. A character trait is a quality that a person has, such as responsibility, trustworthiness, respect, fairness, patriotism, and caring. Helpful character traits usually make good citizen traits too. Some citizens become leaders and bring big changes to people's lives. Others work with their neighbors to solve problems. They show a belief in justice or fairness for everyone. So let's break that down. What did you write on the board about good character or people who are good citizens? Did you say that they were helpful? Did you say that they were trustworthy or respectful? All of those things are character traits, are things that we show others from ourselves. So you might have heard the word patriotism. What does patriotism mean? Well, patriotism means that you care about our country. It means that you say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning and that you take care of the country. People who are really patriotic are probably the most patriotic are people who serve in our military because they care about the safety of our country. So the word patriotism means that you really care about the country that we live in. Also, you may have to show justice. Justice means that I am being fair. In my classroom every day, I have to show justice or fairness to all my children. I have to make sure that they feel that I am being fair in all of my decisions. So if I give one child a punishment, that punishment should be the same for the entire class. But sometimes expectations and things are adjusted depending on each child. That is still fair. What I expect out of my 10-year-old is not the same as what I expect out of my 4-year-old son. So sometimes fairness can be different because of ages and expectations. So remember, being a good citizen means that you're respectful, you are caring, you are helpful, you are trustworthy. All of those things are things that we should want to be every single day, not just sometimes. We want to try to be those things every time. All right, kiddos, let's go ahead and turn our page. Now we are on page 254. Today we are going to be learning more about President Jimmy Carter. We're going to read this, and then we are going to I'll do a little PowerPoint for you guys to learn more about Jimmy Carter, and also we'll watch a short video. All right, so Jimmy Carter. Let's first look at the picture. The first picture says, Jimmy Carter and Rosalind, his wife, helped build homes for Habitat for Humanity. Habitat for Humanity is where they build free homes for people in need. They build them in the United States, but they also build them all throughout the world. Here it says, Jimmy Carter received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. The Nobel Peace Prize is one of the highest honors people can receive in the entire world. It means that they are doing really good things for the world. All right, let's read where it says Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was once president of the United States. Now he works for peace in countries around the world. He helps nations that disagree solve their problems peacefully. In 2002, Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work. Carter also volunteers for Habitat for Humanity. This is a group that builds homes for people who cannot pay for them. Volunteers like Jimmy Carter give their time and effort for free. They feel a responsibility to help people. So, Jimmy Carter, how is he a good citizen? Well, number one, he builds houses for people for free. He uses his time to make sure that people have a great place to live. That's pretty amazing. He also helps people solve problems. He helps them so there isn't conflicts and wars and things like that. So let's learn a little bit more about Jimmy Carter. So, what do you know about Jimmy Carter? Have you ever heard his name before? Well, let's go ahead and learn more about him and what he has done for our country. All right, so Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was born on October 1st, 1924. He was born in Plains, Georgia, so it is not near Ohio. This is Jimmy Carter as a child. Now, this is a map of the United States. We live in the state of Ohio. Jimmy Carter is from the state of Georgia, which is located down here. So Ohio is here and Georgia is here. It's on the same side of the country, just farther south. All right, Jimmy Carter was in the U.S. Navy. He also, after the Navy, he took over his family farm as a peanut farmer. This is Jimmy Carter in the U.S. Navy. The U.S. Navy is a branch of our military, which means that Jimmy Carter showed a lot of patriotism because he really cared about our country to join the U.S. Navy. This is Jimmy Carter as a peanut farmer. Did you know there were such things as peanut farmers? Now, in Ohio, we cannot grow peanuts, but in Georgia, they really like the soil there. So, after he was in the Navy, he became a peanut farmer. This is his wife, Rosalind. He married Rosalind Carter. They had 3 boys and 1 girl. He was the 39th president of the United States. After his presidency, he won the Nobel Peace Prize, a prize that is given to people who work for others for peace. He also works for Habitat for Humanity, which means he builds homes for people for free. He works to help countries solve their problems peacefully. All right, we're going to watch a short video on Jimmy Carter.
Former President Jimmy Carter and his wife are still building homes for Habitat for Humanity, an annual tradition they started more than 30 years ago.
We've built almost 5,000 houses now. It's been one of the most gratifying and challenging and difficult things we've ever done, physically speaking, because we've gotten steadily older. I was a lot younger when I first started.
He was 56, fresh out of the White House when he first took up the hammer as a volunteer home builder.
We don't build a goal like this all over the world. We're now building 1 home each day for poor people in need.
I have to be a Christian, and it's a practical way to put my religious beliefs into practical use. And this is the best way I know to cross that very difficult chasm between rich people and people who never have had a decent place in which to live.
Habitat for Humanity fields 1,400 groups in more than 70 countries. They raise awareness of the need for more affordable housing and bring volunteers together to build and renovate homes.
There's a Habitat organization needing some volunteers to raise money or to serve food or to build a house in almost everywhere people live in the United States. Just the idea of volunteerism where you actually do some work side by side with people in need has been put on the forefront of people's consciousness through Habitat. And that's a good thing.
All right, kiddos. So remember, being a good citizen means that you're respectful, you're helpful, you show patriotism, you're trustworthy. These are all things that make someone a good citizen, someone you want to be around. So remember, every day, try to be a great citizen.